Hello, my name is Don Leftwich. My favorite novelist Hermann Hesse once wrote, "I have always believed and still believe that whatever good or bad fortune may come our way, that we can always give it meaning and transform it into something of value." These words often help when I'm trying to make sense of my life. One of my greatest struggles started, innocently enough, on a warm summer evening in 1981. While overhearing the evening news with my best friend Alan, the anchor stated that New York and San Francisco had hundreds of men in the hospital. He called it the gay cancer. I remember thinking, I'd never heard the word gay on television, let alone this new disease. Little did we realize it was not to be the last we heard of this illness and how it would change our future. Being only 23, we didn't give it a second thought and continued to go on to the discotheque and boogie the night away. Gay clubs, at the time, were the only place we could be ourselves. By 1984, GRID, gay-related immune deficiency as it was now called, was also killing heterosexuals, hemophiliacs, IV drug users, and children. This horrible fact was lost on most Americans. Homophobia was rampant in almost all levels of society. Even then, our president, Ronald Reagan, refused to publicly mention AIDS, as it was killing many of my friends and thousands of our citizens. This was a time for gays to fight for their lives. Alan and I became members of ACT UP, a very radical but necessary group of activists. We attended many demonstrations and protests, trying to speed change. Seeing our dying brothers confronted by hate and ignorance gave us a new perspective on life and justice. Our convictions were tested at the 1987 March on Washington. Alan and I were walking back to the hotel on a beautiful October night when four large men yelling homophobic slurs jumped from a car. Thank God other gay men came running to our aid. I had never experienced violence on that level and pray I never do again. Soon after, I went to the hospital for a broken rib, but nothing could be done for our bruised spirits. In 1990, I moved to a small barrier island off the North Carolina coast, aptly named Pleasure Island. This small stretch of sand was magical. Shortly after, in 1992, as the coast prepared for Hurricane Andrew's arrival, I had been unable to contact Alan for quite some time. The day before the hurricane hit, I received a phone call that changed my life. It was a close friend in Richmond telling me Alan had died from AIDS. I was heartbroken. Sadly, Alan has kept this burden to himself for years. That same afternoon, I heard the loudspeaker of a small 1950s fire engine as it went up and down the island's only road. "Evacuate! By order of the police, evacuate!" it blared. Although the ocean looked as angry and confused as I felt, leaving the island never occurred to me. That night was long, and both the house and I were shaken to the core, but we survived. The morning after the storm had the most intense red sunrise I had ever seen. I felt renewed, and Alan's presence was overwhelming. But the hurricane and Alan had passed, one from time and the other from disease. Though I don't feel he died in vain. I believe the AIDS epidemic has a silver lining. Many new and effective cancer and antiviral drugs have been discovered. The gay community united and became visible, and America realized that same-sex couples deserved marriage equality. As Hermann Hesse recommended, we can transform misfortune into something with meaning and value. Thank you very much.